back in the garage and I'm going to try and sort out the problems from the previous video. I just want to apologise first. We have got a diesel heater running on the wall, so that is pumping in a bit of heat, but it's also pumping a bit of noise into this video, so I apologise beforehand. But it is December, it is getting cold, and I've got no hair to keep me warm. So what are we doing in this video? Well, the last video addressed an issue with the steering column. I couldn't get it rolling because I didn't have the bolts. I ordered the bolts, funny story, I ordered the bolts and I bought the wrong bolts to begin with. So then I've had to reorder bolts and got the right bolts here. So that has been a 2-week mess about. But in that 2 weeks, I've managed to sort a diesel heater out in here and just relax, pretty much chill, not been in here. It's been a brilliant 2 weeks. So, plan of action will be, trying to think on the fly at the minute, and it's not working. Well, I can't do the front suspension, but I can assemble the suspension, get it rolling. That makes sense, but the problem with doing that is I'm not going to be able to then get in with like an angle grinder and tools to the actual steering column issue, which is actually not the steering column that's the problem, it's the engine mount is in the wrong place. So where the shaft on the steering rack comes out, the mount is there like that, so I need to remove this mount to be able to kind of find a route for the steering column. The problem with that is the cab isn't in the correct place. So although I can clearance that part, I still can't make the rest of the column up because the cab needs to be in the right place to join the column itself. So it's a bit of a swings and roundabout scenario. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and wedge the engine in place with some bits of wood underneath, although kind of in place, and then I'm probably going to look at cutting the mount out, leaving it in place with no mount on, and then trying to get it rolling, although I can't fully get it rolling at a stage. Get a wheel on and then move the cab back, look at the column roughly. This is a problem, it's a problem. I don't know how I'm going to do it. Literally don't know how I'm going to do it, but you're just going to have to watch along and see what I do. So let's just wedge the engine, we'll work it out as we go. Jobs are good at them. So the old engine mount has been hacked apart, so this is no longer used. It's been on a couple of cars and it's just no good in this application for the COE. So that's been done, tossed to one side. I've got some scrap, made up a piece that's going to be welded on, gusseted and ready to go. So I'm just going to get this tacked in place. On the chassis side, I've basically moved the mount further back. We've got clearance around the steering column and where I believe the steering column to go. Good amount of clearance, so yeah, we're going to literally get this on, tacked, whole engine mount off, weld it all up, fitted back, and hopefully it won't have warped. So let's go. The steering rack's got clearance around it, so I can come back to the column at a later date. I need the cab mounted where it needs to be to work that out. I don't know where the cab needs to be mounted at the minute, so I need to then assemble the front suspension to get my wheel centre. So this is all going to get assembled on. Currently I've got in the 3D printer some printing going on for some wheel spacers. They are plastic, they're 2mm. The reason being is because the wheelwood spindles or the hubs which are here are aluminium, and I'm using pressed steel wheels, so you can't bolt on pressed steel wheels on aluminium because it's going to damage the face. You have to get some, like, basically thin shims in between, so like real small wheel spacers. I've got some 2mm ones ordered. They're being made at the minute, and they need to be specially ordered because the centre board's 77.7mm. You can't get wheel spacers with that size. They're all like 70mm or lower. So they're being custom made, but for a temporary measure, just to get it rolling. I'm not driving it, I'm just making some out of some ABS plastic. So they're on the printer now. Let's assemble the front end, get basically dropped on 4 wheels, roll in, and then we can sort out where the cab's going. Camera, I have assembled roughly some of the panels quite simply to square up the front wheel arch. Additionally, I've also realised I need to drop probably 3 inches in ride height, so that's a good it's a good plan at the minute. Technically it's aired out, so I want this to sit really close to the floor. I probably want like 1 inch of clearance, so I don't exactly want it to be on the floor, but by the time that's actually sat where it needs to be, we've got about 4 inch of clearance. So I think if I take 3 inches off of here, drop the cab down, that should leave this part of the panel probably somewhere sat here, which will be perfect. That will give me literally the lowest stance it's going to go. I could put it on the floor. I don't want to put it on the floor because I feel like trucks and stuff that do air out, if there is an issue, obviously the last thing you want is any of the panel work to smash off of the floor. It's pretty low as it is at the minute, but I just feel like dropping it another 3 inches is going to be where I'm happy with it. The other thing I've noticed quite quickly is the front wheels are really inboard. Now I did want them to sit basically tucked, is what the saying is, so they sit kind of really far in, and obviously sit dog-legged. The only downside with that is the wheel arches are so big, they look a bit odd at the minute, but obviously I can't really get a good side profile view, and also the cab and the front wheel arch isn't sat as low as it needs to be. So it might be that it just needs to be dropped down and then the wheel won't look so small. My plan all along with this was to replace this with some billet 1-piece wheels or 2-piece wheels at some point, basically much bigger diameter and a smaller profile tyre. So yeah, that's going to be the plan for the time being. I'm going to drop it down, so I need to put all the panels back in the house. I know I need to chop 3 inches off there, so it's going to be a case of lifting the cab, smashing 3 inches off there, dropping it down, and then working out exactly where it needs to be. I think it's basically 3 inches down, 1 inch back, and we're pretty much in the sweet spot. The rear bed centre to the front wheel is 40 inches, so 40 inches is about there, which gives us obviously 1 inch to come back, and a nice probably 1 inch for the bed itself, and then obviously the bed's a lot longer that way. Yeah, I'm quite happy with where it is at the minute. So yeah, next job is to remove the panels and start chopping. The body's been dropped 3 inches. As you can see, we've cut these out. Now, those eagle-eyed of you may have seen on the last time lapse when I was doing the front, at the back of the cab, it actually slipped off the rails. It was an absolute nightmare to get it back on, but we're back on, we're where we need to be, and we're 3 inches lower. So, the minute the chassis is at full bump, which should be obviously fully aired out, we've got obviously clearance everywhere, and then the bodywork should, in theory, be very slightly off the floor, but we're not going to know until the next video. So I'm going to say thank you for watching so far. Hopefully see you in the next video when I start assembling the front end, doing all the mounts and stuff, and peace out.